Welcome to Little Robin, your go-to channel for valuable English lessons tailored to your learning journey. Whether you're just starting out or looking to refine your communication skills, we have lessons designed to match your level. Our content is carefully crafted to help you practice speaking, listening, and understanding English in a way that's engaging and fun. From beginner to advanced, Little Robin is here to support you every step of the way as you build your confidence and fluency in English. Today, you'll embark on a journey to discover the fascinating world of weather. We'll start by introducing you to key weather vocabulary, words and phrases that will help you describe the different weather patterns you might experience. Once you're familiar with the terms, you'll hear from people living in various parts of the world as they share their personal experiences with the weather in their regions. Finally, you'll have the chance to put your new knowledge to the test with some fun and engaging exercises designed to help you practice your English skills. Let's get started. First, we're going to learn some common and more advanced weather terms that you can use to describe the conditions outside. Sunny. A sunny day is characterized by clear skies, allowing full sunlight to shine down. It's warm, bright, and often perfect for outdoor activities. For example, it was a sunny day in Sydney, perfect for a beach outing. Scorching. Scorching refers to extremely hot weather, often intense enough to be uncomfortable or even dangerous. It's a term typically used to describe temperatures that are significantly higher than usual, making the environment feel unbearably hot. The desert was scorching during the summer, with temperatures reaching over 45 degrees Celsius, making it almost impossible to stay outside for long. Partly cloudy. Partly cloudy weather occurs when the sky features a mix of clouds and sunshine. There's some cloud cover, but enough sunlight still shines through. Picture this. The weather in Cape Town was partly cloudy, with patches of blue sky peeking through. Cloudy. Cloudy weather means the sky is mostly covered with clouds. In Paris, the sky was cloudy, with only a few breaks in the clouds. Overcast. Now, let's talk about overcast weather. This happens when the sky is completely covered by clouds, blocking out the sun. It gives the day a gray appearance, like in London, where it was overcast, with gray clouds filling the sky. Rainy. Rainy weather involves droplets of water falling from the sky. It can range from light showers to heavy downpours. For instance, it rained all day in Mumbai during the monsoon season. Drizzle. Drizzle is light rain with very small droplets. It's often steady and can last for hours. A light drizzle kept the streets of Wellington wet throughout the morning. Showery. Showery weather brings brief rain periods, often followed by dry spells. The day was showery in Dublin, with rain coming and going. Windy. Windy weather is all about strong, noticeable winds. These can be gentle breezes or fierce gales. Imagine this. It was a windy day in Wellington, with strong gusts blowing along the coastline. Breezy. Breezy refers to a light to moderate wind that creates a refreshing and comfortable atmosphere. It's often used to describe weather that is pleasantly cool due to the gentle movement of air. For example, the beach was perfect for a picnic, with the sun shining and a breezy wind keeping the temperature just right. Humid. Humid weather features high moisture in the air, making it feel warm and sticky, especially in tropical regions. Bangkok was humid and muggy, typical of its tropical climate. Muggy. Similar to humid, muggy weather is particularly uncomfortable. It makes the air feel heavy. In New Orleans, the air was muggy, making it hard to cool off. Foggy. Foggy weather reduces visibility due to low-lying clouds. Think of San Francisco, where thick fog made the Golden Gate Bridge barely visible. Snowy. Snowy weather involves snowflakes falling from the sky, creating a winter wonderland. Moscow experienced heavy snowfall, covering the city in a blanket of white. Freezing refers to extremely cold temperatures, often at or below the point where water turns to ice, 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It can describe weather conditions that are bitterly cold and can cause discomfort or even danger if one is not properly dressed or prepared. We can say, The walk to school was tough this morning because the weather was freezing and the sidewalks were covered in ice. Freezing rain. Freezing rain occurs when rain falls through a cold layer and freezes on contact, creating ice. The freezing rain in Toronto turned the streets into an icy, slippery hazard. Sleet. Sleet is a mix of rain and snow that freezes into small ice pellets before hitting the ground. In our example, sleet fell across the city, making it hard to walk safely. The key difference between freezing rain and sleet is that freezing rain creates a solid layer of ice on surfaces, while sleet consists of frozen raindrops that form pellets, which can accumulate on the ground but do not create a smooth ice coating. Hail. Hail forms in thunderstorms when raindrops freeze into balls of ice. Picture this. A hailstorm hit the area, with large hailstones damaging cars and roofs. The key difference between hail and sleet lies in their formation and size. Hail forms in thunderstorms, grows larger through updrafts, and can cause significant damage due to its size and hardness. Sleet forms in cold weather as smaller ice pellets that bounce on impact and generally pose less of a threat than hail. Now, let's move on to extreme weather events. These can be quite impactful and often severe. Thunderstorm. A thunderstorm brings thunder, lightning, and heavy rain. The thunderstorm brought heavy rain and lightning, causing power outages in the city. Lightning. Lightning is a sudden electrical discharge that creates a bright flash in the sky, often followed by thunder. Lightning struck a tree during the storm, splitting it in half. Tornado. Tornadoes are rapidly rotating columns of air that can cause destruction. The tornado swept through Kansas, leaving a path of destruction in its wake. Cyclone, hurricane, or typhoon is a powerful tropical storm with high winds. For instance, Hurricane Katrina devastated New Orleans with severe flooding and high winds. Blizzard. A blizzard is a severe snowstorm with strong winds and low visibility. The blizzard buried the town under several feet of snow, making travel impossible. Ice storm. Ice storms coat surfaces with a layer of ice due to freezing rain. The ice storm coated everything in a layer of ice, causing widespread power outages. Drought. Drought is a prolonged period of below-average precipitation. The drought in California has led to severe water restrictions and widespread wildfires. Opposite to drought, flooding occurs when water overflows onto dry land, usually due to heavy rain. The floodwaters rose quickly, forcing residents to evacuate. Dust storm. Dust storms lift dust and sand into the air, reducing visibility. A dust storm swept across the desert, turning the sky orange. Wildfire. Wildfires spread rapidly through vegetation and can cause extensive damage. The wildfire in Australia burned through thousands of acres, forcing residents to flee. Avalanche. Avalanches are masses of snow and ice sliding down a mountain. The avalanche swept down the mountain, burying everything in its path. Landslide. Landslides are the movement of rock or debris down a slope. Heavy rains caused a landslide that blocked the main road. Heat wave. A heat wave is a prolonged period of excessively hot weather. The heat wave in Buenos Aires pushed temperatures above 100 degrees Fahrenheit for several days. Tsunami. Tsunamis are large ocean waves caused by underwater disturbances. The tsunami struck the coast with waves over 30 feet high, flooding the area. Earthquake refers to the sudden shaking or trembling of the ground caused by movements within the Earth's crust or volcanic activity. Earthquakes can range from mild tremors to severe shocks that cause significant damage to buildings, roads, and other structures. Volcanic explosion refers to a violent eruption of a volcano, where magma, ash, gases, and other materials are forcefully expelled from the Earth's crust. These explosions can be highly destructive, leading to lava flows, ash clouds, and other hazardous effects. Now, it's time to listen to people from all over the world talking about the weather patterns in their places. We can also learn how climate zones affect the weather in each place. Maria from Manaus, Brazil. Tropical climate.
Living in Manaus, we're used to hot and humid weather all year round. It's like being in a steam room sometimes, with temperatures usually around 30 degrees Celsius. The rainy season is intense, usually from December to May. When it rains, it pours, torrential downpours that can flood the streets in minutes. But after the rain, everything feels so fresh, even if the heat quickly returns. We don't really have seasons like in other places. It's either hot and rainy or hot and dry. The rainforest surrounding us keeps the humidity high, and sometimes it feels like the air is too thick to breathe. We've also had to deal with extreme events like thunderstorms that knock out power or even cause landslides in nearby areas.
Ravi from Mumbai, India. Tropical monsoon climate.
Mumbai has a tropical monsoon climate, and the weather is mostly hot and humid throughout the year. The real spectacle starts in June with the arrival of the monsoon. The rain is intense. Sometimes it seems like the sky is just pouring water straight down for days. The city can flood quickly during these heavy downpours, and commuting becomes a real challenge. The monsoon lasts until September, and by the end of it, everything feels fresh, but the humidity can still be stifling. The rest of the year is drier, but there's always some level of humidity. Winters here are mild, with temperatures rarely dropping below 20 degrees Celsius, making it the most comfortable time of year.
Emily from San Francisco, USA. Temperate coastal climate.
San Francisco is known for its mild temperate climate, but what really stands out is the fog. We get fog almost daily, especially in the summer. It rolls in from the Pacific Ocean and blankets the city, giving everything a cool, misty feel. It can be sunny in the morning, but by afternoon the fog comes in, dropping the temperature and making it feel quite chilly. Winters are cool and wet, with rain being the most common weather pattern. We don't see snow here, but the wind can be sharp, especially near the coast. The fog is such a regular part of life here that we even have a name for it: Carl.
Olga from Moscow, Russia. Continental climate.
Moscow's weather is marked by extremes. Summers can be surprisingly hot, with temperatures reaching 30 degrees Celsius in July. But it's winter that really defines our climate. From November to March, the city is blanketed in snow, with temperatures often plummeting to minus 20 degrees Celsius or lower. The cold can be biting, and we see long stretches where the temperature doesn't rise above freezing. The snow is beautiful, but it can be a challenge to deal with, especially during blizzards that bring strong winds and heavy snowfall. Spring and autumn are short transitional periods, with temperatures ranging from 10 to 20 degrees Celsius and frequent rain. The biggest weather extremes we face are the severe cold snaps and occasional ice storms that make everything dangerously slippery.
Eleni from Athens, Greece. Mediterranean climate.
In Athens, we enjoy hot, sunny summers and mild, wet winters. Summers are long and dry, with temperatures often reaching 35 degrees Celsius in July and August. The heat can be intense, but the evenings are usually cooler, perfect for outdoor dinners. The winter months, from November to March, bring rain and cooler temperatures, typically around 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. We don't get snow in the city very often, but it's not unheard of. One year, we had a rare snowstorm that covered the Acropolis in white. It was beautiful, but caused quite a bit of chaos since we're not used to such weather. Thunderstorms can be dramatic, too, with heavy rain and lightning that lights up the night sky.
Ahmed from Cairo, Egypt. Arid climate.
Cairo is known for its dry desert climate. The summers here are scorching, with temperatures often climbing above 40 degrees Celsius. The sun is relentless, and the heat can be overwhelming. especially in July and August. We don't get much rain, sometimes none at all for months. Winters are mild, with temperatures dropping to around 10 to 15 degrees Celsius at night, which can feel surprisingly cold after the heat of the day. Sandstorms, or Khamsin, are the biggest weather events we deal with. They can be pretty intense, with strong winds and dust that turns the sky orange and makes it hard to see or breathe.
Kevin from Oklahoma City, USA. Continental climate, Tornado Alley.
Living in Oklahoma City, we experience a wide range of weather throughout the year. Summers are hot and humid, with temperatures often reaching 35 degrees Celsius or more. Winters are cold, with the occasional snowstorm. But what really defines our climate are the tornadoes. We're right in the middle of Tornado Alley, so during spring and early summer, we're always on high alert. The sky can go from clear to ominous in minutes. And then the sirens start. Tornadoes can cause devastating damage, and they're a real threat here. We also get severe thunderstorms that bring heavy rain, hail, and strong winds. It's not unusual to see lightning flashing across the sky for hours during a storm.
James from London, United Kingdom. Temperate climate.
London's weather is famously unpredictable. We have 4 distinct seasons, but it feels like you can experience all of them in one day. Winters are cool, usually around 0 to 5 degrees Celsius, with occasional snow that causes excitement and disruption in equal measure. Spring and autumn are mild, with temperatures between 10 and 15 degrees Celsius, and we often get rain showers that can appear out of nowhere. Summers are usually warm but not too hot, with temperatures around 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. However, heat waves can strike, pushing the thermometer up to 30 degrees or more. The worst weather extremes we face are heavy rain and strong winds, which can lead to flooding, especially in low-lying areas.
Adrian from Longyearbyen, Svalbard, Norway. Polar climate.
Living in Longyearbyen is like living on the edge of the world. The weather here is extreme and can be quite harsh. In winter, from October to February, we experience the polar night, where the sun doesn't rise at all. Temperatures drop to minus 20 degrees Celsius or lower, and the wind can make it feel even colder. Snow covers the ground for most of the year, and blizzards can sweep in quickly, reducing visibility to almost nothing. The sea freezes over, and we rely on snowmobiles to get around. In summer, from May to August, we have the midnight sun, where the sun doesn't set. Temperatures rise slightly, sometimes reaching 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. The weather is still cold, but it's a relief to see the sun again after the long winter. Extreme weather here includes sudden storms and avalanches, which are a constant threat in the mountains surrounding our town.
Fatima from Nairobi, Kenya. Tropical savanna climate.
Nairobi has a tropical savanna climate, which means we have 2 rainy seasons. The long rains come from March to May, and the short rains from October to December. During these periods, we get heavy downpours that can turn the roads into rivers. But outside of these rainy seasons, it's mostly dry. We've experienced droughts that can last for months, affecting our water supply and the vegetation. When the drought hits, the landscape turns brown, and everything seems to slow down. Temperatures here are generally mild, ranging from 10 to 25 degrees Celsius, but it can feel cooler or warmer depending on the season. Fog is also common in the early mornings, especially in the cooler months, making the city feel quite mystical until the sun burns it off.
Carlos from La Paz, Bolivia. Highland climate.
La Paz is unique because of its altitude. Sitting at over 3,500 meters above sea level, the weather here is cooler than you'd expect in the tropics. Temperatures don't vary much throughout the year, staying between 5 and 15 degrees Celsius. Even in summer it rarely gets hot, but the sun can be intense because of the thin air. The weather changes quickly here. It can be sunny one moment and raining the next. The rainy season runs from November to March, bringing heavy downpours and occasional hailstorms. The rest of the year is drier, with crisp, clear days. We also get snow, though it's usually light and doesn't last long. The most extreme weather we face are thunderstorms that roll in suddenly, bringing lightning, hail, and even landslides in the surrounding hills.
Sarah from Phoenix, USA, desert climate. Phoenix is known for its scorching summers. From May to September, the temperatures regularly soar above 40 degrees Celsius, and it feels like you're living in an oven. The sun is relentless, and stepping outside in the middle of the day can be unbearable. We always joke that you can fry an egg on the pavement, and it's not far from the truth. The heat is dry, though, so we don't have to deal with humidity. Winters are much more pleasant, with temperatures ranging from 15 to 25 degrees Celsius. But during the summer, the heat is so intense that it's a real challenge to stay cool, and we have to be careful about dehydration and heat exhaustion. The weather here is all about managing the scorching heat during those long, hot months. Let's review what we learned today with some exercises. What is the weather like? Choose the correct weather pattern described in each scenario. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate weather term: scorching, breezy, freezing, earthquake, or volcanic explosion. Determine whether the following statements are true or false. What is the weather like today in your city? That is the end of today's lesson. I hope it is useful for your language journey. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for upcoming videos. Bye.